Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. Today, Super Sunday, Man United 2, Arsenal 3, table toppers, league leaders, potential Premier League winners, as Arsenal fans say, beat Man United at the Emirates by 3 goals to 2. An exhilarating game, but a lot of United fans felt that the tactics and the performance today could have just been a bit better, especially in the last 20 minutes. Joining me today is Louis, Houston Red Army. Now, where are you now? Kansas Red Army.
Denver.
Denver Red Army.
Denver Reds.
Denver Reds.
Yeah, and I
Joining
was
us today.
shout out to the Denver Reds because they showed up today.
Oh,
That
they showed up. Oh, nice.
that city game, there was low numbers for that early game, but they were out today, so mad
You
respect.
got to meet most of them?
Got to meet a lot of them. Unfortunately, there was a lot of Arsenal fans interloping into the bar,
Right.
which they said is normally not happening because they have their own bar. But yeah, they had good numbers out today. Arsenal and the Red Army also had good numbers, so it was fun. It was a good time.
All right. Welcome to the show, Louis. Where can I start? Just jump right into it. Man United lost today. They started with energy and vigor. Rashford getting us on a roll. Then, Arsenal initially started like a house on fire. Then United were able to counter that. Because what Arsenal do, they just bamboozle you in the first 20 minutes, boom, 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 and rush you. But United were able to cope. Then United now hit them. But after that, I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean, I think it's clear where we're at as far as bench depth, right? And it's very clear that when certain players are out, um, there is a nervousness within the fan base and within the teams about exactly which direction we're going to go. Um, I don't think that there were any problems necessarily in who Ten Hag picks, right? I think it's a decent lineup for what you got to work with. It's definitely not our strongest lineup. And it was nice to see us come out in a way that was exciting to watch. I think that without Casemiro, especially in that six role, I think people are nervous about how we're going to build out, how we're going to start from the back. Are we just going to kick long balls? Are we going to, how are we going to deal with Arsenal's high press? And in the first half, I think we did really, really well. And obviously, in the second half, we got tired. And again, just the depth shows, right?
Right. So you saw United defense. I thought they played well. I thought the problem was with midfield, Scooby Doo, and Scooby Doo's crew could not do enough to support the attack and didn't do enough to help the defense because it seems from the 70th minute at 2-2, it was wave after wave after wave of attacks. And it seems like United were like, just kept, where a bridge is holding on so much and following the banks, it just breaks. That's how it got to. We just could not hold on anymore. But
Yeah,
credit to Arsenal.
yeah, it's unfortunate because you have a player like Ericsson who is, he starts out so well, but it's very clear that going 90 minutes three times
Yeah,
a week,
yeah,
as for as many weeks, it takes a toll on a player like that. He's an older, he's a little bit older player. He's not ancient, he's not retired, but he's older than most in that midfield. Bruno, I think he plays well at the beginning of the game. I think most players play well at the beginning
the
of the
first half United were okay, weren't they?
I think they really did start off okay. But I think again, it's also another showing that Scooby Doo ain't good enough for Manchester United, man. McTominay struggles in these moments. I think it's a very high pressure moment, and I think in high pressure moments, I think he shows his true colors. I don't think that he is someone that we can rely on in big games in hostile environments, especially going away like that. You can tell he's much more comfortable at home, especially playing lower opposition. And I don't think he did very well for us today at all. So it's unfortunate, man. I think I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I would have rather seen Fred start there, but again, Fred's been
That
playing.
was
He's
one
been
thing a lot
playing a
of
bit.
United fans said today. They would have
He's
preferred
been
Fred
playing a bit.
starting.
I understand the rotation, but yeah, it wasn't a good day at the office for Tommy.
So with that said, Tommy didn't play well. Casemiro wasn't there. There's a big drop in quality from Casemiro to Scooby Doo Tommy. But at this point, that second half wasn't the same United that played the first half. Just like we did against Palace, it's like they run out of steam in the last 25 minutes. They just remember Crystal Palace last minute, Arsenal last minute. What's going on?
I think that's tactical. I think in the not even so much in the second half, but maybe after the second goal for Martinez, so late 50th minute,
Yeah,
early 60th minute. I think that after that goal, I think that the message is very clear. It's let's see it out. Let's play low. We take off Garnacho or no, sorry, we take off Anthony for Fred and basically send the statement, which is, we're gonna try to hold it. And defending anyone for 40 minutes straight is very difficult, right? But defending an Arsenal who are flying at the moment for 40 minutes at their home, with that fan base, giving the support and egging them on. It was very dangerous to do what we did. Now, that being said, I don't look at any United fan that tells me, "Oh, we should have won this game." I'm like, nah. I think we exceeded expectations. I think we exceed expectations in a lot of places. I think that it's a very clear sign of progress. I think if you look at the same game a year ago, I don't think we come anywhere near winning that game.
under Ole, we got destroyed there quite a few times.
Yeah, going into the Emirates last year would have been extremely, extremely difficult. I think this year it's nice to see that everyone is optimistic, and I think they have a reason to be optimistic. We could have won that game. We could have. And going so defensive so early, I think, was a problem for us. I think
Yes,
we invited the pressure, and I think ultimately
yes,
we handle it.
invited the pressure. It's
Um,
very key.
yeah, I wish we would have maybe stayed, just a little bit more attacking, just for a little bit longer, just a
Exactly,
little
Louis.
bit
You are
longer.
so right. You are so
But
right.
I will say that I fully understand why they did that, though. I fully understand that.
But with 25 minutes to go, you're away to Arsenal. They want to retain their position. And it's like we had no outlet to. There was no outlet out of the defense. It was just
now,
the ball was just coming right back, just coming right back.
yeah, but I mean, that was the command, right? It was get deep, like sit deep, get compact, get low, don't give anything away. I think again, is it the right decision? Clearly not, because they find the late equalizer, but it almost worked. It almost worked. They don't score again until the 90th minute stoppage time. It's a bit of a smash and grab win if
Mm.
you look at it in that last 30 to 40 minutes, because
That
everything up.
that that one it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt.
Oh, of course it hurt. Of course it hurt. Of every United fan's heart broke. But at the same, I'm not saying that it's not that it doesn't bring tears. Of course it brings tears, right? You want to win, and
Mm.
you see in the first 50 minutes of the game that it's possible. It's possible to win. You go up 1-0, they find the equalizer, they go up, we find the equalizer. It was a beautiful game. It was a great game to watch. It was phenomenal. Uh, that's the only issue I have is just saying maybe you don't go so defensive so early, but at the
Yeah,
same time, it's not like it was a bad decision either. They
right.
almost, they
Got away with
almost,
it.
yeah,
But against Palace. So we've gone to South London, conceded a goal in the last minute, 1-1. We've gone to North London and lost 3-2. So we've
yeah.
conceded four in 2 games in London.
The only
And taking
reason,
out 6 points, we've taken 1 point.
yeah, the only difference with that game, with that Palace game, is you're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to win that game, and it's not a tactical decision that cost you the game. It's one player makes a horrendous mistake, and they steal the draw on a set piece. That to me that's different. You know, we chose to play a lot more defensively against a really good opponent because we were trying to salvage a point.
Right.
Whereas with Palace, we were ahead. Maybe we should have gone for another one. Maybe we should have tried to play a little bit more. But again, 3 games a week, very compact schedule. You got to think about how you're rotating players. You got to think about how you're using players. I think that Ten Hag should have the trust in his squad to say, okay, 1-0 Palace, go see it out. I think that's fair of him to ask. So, and again, stupid moment. You give away the foul. No one thinks that's going to be a freaking banger free kick like it is.
Oh, gee, that was
No
world
one
class,
sees
man.
that coming, right?
And
So
it was quite a far distance. It wasn't close. It was
oh,
quite far out.
he smashed it, man. He absolutely smashed it. So yeah, I don't see like yes, we concede late in both games, but I think both games are very different. And I think that today is a better showing from us overall. I think that maybe against Palace, maybe we should have expected a little bit more, but playing Palace away is not easy. I'm not going to say that that's a gimme, but definitely we expected a little bit more. I think with Arsenal, we were hoping that we didn't lose, and then we're disappointed that we lost because we very much could have won. But it's not
Right.
because we broke down and failed and did something horrible. That's not why we lost. We lost in stoppage time against a very good team.
Um, I did a poll. A poll was done after the City game, and most United fans were out of the 9 points, 9 points. City, Palace, Arsenal. Man United fans said United should take 7, which is beat City. They were beating City, beat Palace, and join Arsenal and
Okay.
get 7 points. But out of the 9 points, we took 4. You know what I mean?
I think out of the previous 7, so if you said I'm looking at the schedule right now. So if you
Mm,
said Bournemouth, City, Palace,
mm,
I'd say okay, you take 9 points. But
yeah.
if you go
City, Palace, United. City, Palace, Arsenal.
City, Palace, Arsenal, yeah, that's not 9. I think you want 7 points.
Yeah.
I don't know how because you have to remember that there was an Everton game and a Charlton game in the middle of that,
Right.
right? So I I don't know, man. That's hard. That's really hard. I expect you. Yeah, maybe if you beat Palace, maybe you get 6 points. Maybe you take
Yes.
2 wins out of
We'll
that.
take 6, and
I think 7. I think asking to not lose a game in those 3 games, that's very tough. I
especially
think
the
we
two
could have done it.
away. The
I
two
think we
away game.
come close, but yeah, no, that would have been very difficult to do. I mean, come on, dude, it's the league leaders. It's the league leaders at Emirates. You know what I mean? And you could say like, oh, well, we beat them at home. That's at home, and I, I will say this: no one has played Arsenal home or away anywhere close to where we have played Arsenal home and away. We freaking gave it to them both times. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of respect between the two clubs at the end of the game. I think
Mm.
Arteta also had some things to say after the game where he's like, yeah, man, we were worried. Um, late on, like we were worried, but kept on doing our thing and we scored. Like uh, it's very much progress, but I don't think that any fan can look at a stretch of games right now and say, oh, this is what we should be doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
The Some of the people want me to ask you. United Arsenal's second goal, that goal from Saka. They're saying should the girl be held responsible or Ericsson not closing him down because they know Saka is on left-footed. They know he's gonna cut in, but yet they don't give. I remember he did the same thing. I hit the post.
I will say this. If it's on anyone, it's on the players in front of the goal. I think there was Martinez. I think that was Eriksson, and I think there was one more that was kind of in the mix.
Sure.
Maybe. I think that's maybe on those players. I don't necessarily think that's on De Gea. At the same time, though, that goal was a fucking worldie.
It just bent.
Yeah, quick, quick dip to the right, touches to the left, and smacks it. I mean, you don't give him as much space. That's where you messed up. If you take away
But
that space,
exactly my point. You
But
know he's left-footed.
that being said, he didn't have that much space to begin
No,
with.
he didn't.
Now he created space for himself, and it was nice, quick, sharp. That's very, very difficult. I think if you're De Gea, I think that's very, very difficult to make a save there. I think it's, if you make a save, it's one of the best saves of the game, or it's probably one of the best saves of the month. Like if you make a save there, it's going to be a world class. So I would blame the players that were closing him down. That being said, it was a really good move and a really good finish.
Remember, he nearly repeated it again. He hit the post this time.
Yeah.
And you're thinking like, really?
You got to, I mean, you have to recognize those moments at this level, right? You have to, I mean, especially if you're a defender, you have to recognize those cues. You have to know your opponent. You have to think, where does he like to shoot? What does he want to do and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
these are those fine details.
Recognize as soon as he triggers that little move, that little sidestep, it's like, okay, we got to close it down, right? That doesn't happen. But again, so fast, so quality. Yeah, it was a really, really well taken goal. Now it's not a moment like the first goal where it's like, okay, that's clearly somebody's fault.
Yeah, I mean the first goal. Let me take you back to the first goal. I mean, come on, man. 5 minutes after the scoring.
It's
a defensive blunder.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because of how well Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been playing. But yeah, that was, homie, you missed your mark. Like that was you all day.
Free header, mate.
Yeah, no, you have to make that, and it's why unfortunately a lot of people will continue with that. Oh yeah, like let's get him out, let's get a new right back in, and that kind of thing. Defensively, he is one of the best right backs. Defensively, he's one of the best, but he doesn't offer you anything going forward, right? He's not an attacking fullback, that kind of thing. So when he has defensive errors, it's highlighted so much more because he doesn't give you anything forward. So you have nothing to kind of compare it to on the attacking end. He's all defensive. So when he makes a defensive error, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
The guy was just like in heaven, free header. Bloody hell.
Yeah, no,
5 minutes after we scored.
It's a horrible moment. And it sucks because I think I do like him. I do like Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, you said in the last pod.
Yeah, I really do like him. I think defensively, I mean, I think 9 out of 10 times he makes the correct defensive decisions. It's unfortunately with what our team is and what Ten Hag wants to do. If you can't go forward, buddy, your days are already numbered. And then when you make mistakes like that, like you cut that time in half. So yeah, sucks, but no, sucks, but that's the truth, So I think it's very clear to me that probably by the summer, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is probably sold somewhere, but I don't know. I hope we have a decent replacement because defensively he offers you a lot and you will miss it when it's gone. But yeah, if we want to chase titles and all that, we need better decisions at that position for sure.
And the winning goal?
Winning goal sucks. That sucks, man, because it's 90th minute or 91st minute or whatever it is. It's just too hard to defend for that long. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Jose Mourinho.
There was a thought of he was a bit offside. We were hoping VAR was going to call it.
Nah. When you watch it back, because that became the thing in the bar, right? Everybody's freaking out. The VAR's going up. I don't see it offsides in any way. It's not a pretty goal. It's not a masterclass. It's not off the training ground. It's not a well taken goal. It's just one of those moments, man. It's the dying embers of the game, and it's what makes these rivalries. It's what makes these games. You know what I mean? Like it should have ended 2-2. It really should have. But the ball's bouncing around. No one, and again on the defense, that's an area where if you're Ten Hag, you're like, look, man, that ball's got to go. That ball can't take that many bounces. It can't
I
have
know
that.
it was going round and round.
It's a freak moment, man, and it's just one of those. It's one of those things where it's just who makes it to the ball first, and we didn't. So
De Gea fault. Could he have done anything different?
I thought De Gea played well today. I thought he did. I think that, I mean, clearly the first goal's on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The second goal, maybe your positioning can be a little bit better, but
Yes.
if you save that goal, I think it's going to be one of the best saves, of the month. It's going up on ESPN. It's on the highlight reel.
Mm.
I think the third goal, maybe you could do something else, but again, it's just too chaotic. And
A lot was going on before the goal came.
it's too chaotic in the sense that like nobody gets no one calms down, eyes the ball and gets a good foot to it. It's panicked. It's everybody's kind of reacting, and it's bad touches that give the ball to an Arsenal player that can put it in. So I don't put that on De Gea though. You know what I mean? Like if he had touched the ball, pushed it out, and pushed it straight to an Arsenal player, like that's on him. But that's not the case there. I don't necessarily think that's his fault. I think playing the ball out, I think he did very, very well in the first half. I think in the second half, starts off well. I think that, we started to park the bus. So again, that becomes more difficult, but that's not his tactical decision. I think overall he played well. You know, if I had to give him a player rating, I'd give him about a 6.5 or a 7, something average, maybe above average, because he had a few good saves. He did have a few.
Yeah, that's
Um,
one. Yes, that's one good
and
save.
he had
Save.
one, I
You're
think it
right.
was in the second half from like point blank range. Like,
Yes.
it's good moments. Like, no one will ever tell me that De Gea is not a good keeper. So I think overall, yeah, I think he had an okay game, but
Okay. You talked about the gear, so I'm gonna take out one player, one defender, one midfielder, one attacker, and just
okay,
give me what you thought about them. So,
okay.
you've done the gear in reference to how did you think Shaw played today? Because Saka was giving him a tough time there.
Saka was giving him a tough time, but I think again overall he does okay. Um, I think I think Martinez is your man of the match, and I think your center back pairing basically
Yes.
was the highlight of the back four. I think Shaw overall, maybe a 6, very average. I'm trying to think. Maybe he's not too involved in that second goal. Um, Maybe he could have been. It's kind of a little bit more central though. It's top of the box, kind of off to the side. Maybe he could have had a little bit more of an influence. I think going forward, again, he does okay, especially in the first half. In the second half, we're
Nothing.
just too compact. We're just too deep. So yeah, there's not much to look at today. I don't think he didn't make any horrible errors, but he doesn't do anything. Definitely doesn't do anything great for you today.
But Bruno,
Bruno, better start to the game. I think it's very clear how crucial Bruno is towards our middle three. Um,
he went to the right when Anthony came off,
he
and
did.
nothing came from there. Nothing.
It never does. It's not his position. I don't know why we keep insisting on doing that, other than just kind of other than just going a little bit more conservative and just kind of trying to keep the ball close and letting basically him tucking in a bit from the right and letting the left winger and the striker kind of move into like a double position up top, and then trying to kind of use him to play through. Sometimes it comes off, but most of the time it doesn't. He doesn't offer us much there, but in the middle he offers us a lot, and he's very crucial for our attack. Um, I don't know. I think from there was definitely comments about his attitude maybe on the field, but that's how he always is. He's very passionate. He's very vocal. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I don't
So what
necessarily
what
think.
would you have given him today?
Again, he's pretty average, maybe a 6,
Right.
6.5. He's very average.
Anthony.
Oh man, it sucks because I like Anthony.
He
but a
started
very
well in the first half. Did well, kept the ball, tried to give them a few problems down that side.
yeah. He doesn't.
Second half phased out as we went defensive, kind of.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. I think he's definitely still trying to find his rhythm here, though. I don't think he's found it yet. Um, and I think he was a lot more. He gave us, was it the City game? Did he play against City? He did. I think he
Hmm.
gives us a lot more in that game than he does today. Unfortunately, I think today is what we've kind of been seeing from him. I think what happens against City, I think, is what we expect from him. Um, he's really got to figure it out. He's really got to figure it out. And look, he's a player that he wants to have space and he wants to take players on. He wants to take players 1v1. He wants to get in between the 6 yard box and the 18. He wants to get in that space and then maybe look to swing it across or maybe look to score from there. And we're not creating that space for him. And we definitely didn't do it today. And I actually was talking with somebody about this. You want to create space on either the opposite side or in a central channel where you can really draw defenders, short, quick passes,
Right.
draw them in, very possessive style, very Ten Hag style, and then use that outlet, pass that ball out where he has tons of space now to either take a player 1v1 and get in. We don't draw those defenders to create that space for him. So part of it is a service issue, but then also part of it is he's struggling a bit in tight spaces, which look, man, we need you to do both.
Right.
We need you to take on players and create
And
space
put a cross in
that. But when it's tight, we need you to be good on the ball
and not lose the ball.
and not lose the ball. Yeah, it's just an okay performance across the board, but just a gold star for the fact that it's Arsenal and the fact that it's away. It's at the Emirates, so it's more than we expected. I think a lot of people expected a loss. I think no Arsenal fan can turn around and say, oh, we bossed or we played you off the park, because that's not what happened. It's just, man, it's very clear that as the roster goes, we need just a little bit more, injected in there. We need players that we can rely on. And then just in the footballs, you just need that spark, that moment at the end, to really push and create those last minute goals, those Fergie time goals that we're known for. It's just not happening yet. But there's good signs. There's good signs all over the field.
11 points behind Arsenal now. I'm going to ask you, is United's title challenge over?
It's it. I think I said it last time, man. It's so unfair for fans to be like, oh, we're in a title race. It's so unfair. It really is. It's so unfair. We're still coming off the worst season we've ever
Premier
had.
League season, yeah.
We're still coming off the worst season we ever had, and we're comfortably in third. I think we're 5 points clear at third,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. 2 games. That's a good place to be. It's not secure. We still got February, March, April, May. We have so many games left to play.
So we
So
have 18 more games in the Premier League. Arsenal have 19 to play.
18 more games, and people are saying, oh, we're in a title race one week. Oh, we've lost the title race the next week. Like, get out of here with that. Like, have realistic expectations. I think for everyone, I think for everyone at the beginning of the season, you say top four is a goal. I think you say
Yeah.
top four is a goal. I think the Ten Hag has done something amazing to make people say, oh, we're in a title race, or oh, we should be competing for the title. Oh, well, now it's lost because we're 11 points behind. Relax, man. It's a long way to go. It's 18 more games, but whatever happens, we are so far ahead of where we started in this. Is this the 50th or the 51st rebuild? I can't remember.
Right.
In this rebuild chapter that we currently find ourselves in, we're just at the beginning. And it sucks because we were just at the beginning not too long ago. We were just at the beginning with Ranić. We were just at the beginning with Solskjaer. We were just at the, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. It's like we're in the Ten Hag era, in the new rebuild. We are literally still in the baby stage. We haven't even reached toddler. And people are saying, oh, we're in and out of a title race week in, week out. Like people really, really need to take a deep breath and step back and look at the big picture. You know what I mean? I think we're doing fine. I think we're in a good place. I think we still need to strengthen the squad, but I think that the players that we do have still are getting acclimated and learning the system. So baby steps, baby steps.
All right, Louis, thank you very much. It's on a night that United fans feel the pain of the last gasp goal, considered so late in the game. I mean, as United fans, we could see kind of, you just feel something's got to give, something's got to give. Because it was just wave after wave. It's like Arsenal were relentless. They were relentless. They were like, we are going to find one goal somewhere. And it came, and you could just see United fans go.
Yeah.
It was quiet.
Yeah.
You could only hear a few Arsenal fans clapping. It was like it just took out the stuffing out of everyone. Just like.
But it's good to see that that's where we're at. We're playing in such a way that gives everybody hope, and it gets everybody excited, and it gets everybody falling in love with Manchester United again. And that's what we need. We need those types of games. Now it's unfortunate it goes that way, but very, very well could have gone the other way. Very much could have gone the other way.
Someone told me that United, if they want to get really high in the league, just keep doing what they do, beating all the low block teams, because they've done well against the big teams. It's those low block teams that we tend to always go, like Crystal Palace is another example.
Yeah.
You go there, boss it, and take. It's just them. It is what it's just like. Oh.
What I think what we have reached, and I think it's very crucial that we have reached, is we will not lose 4-1 to Watford anytime soon. We're not going to get blown out by Brighton. We're not going to get blown out by because how many times did it happen? You know what I mean? But like even the 6-1 game to City, that's not happening again for a while. Will we lose to City? Sure, but we're not going to get blown out by anybody for a while. I think that we're starting to understand the system. I think that we're starting to find a rhythm. I think that I think Bruno already said it. I think last week players are starting to trust each other a little bit more, which is good. We're not there yet. We can see the mountaintop, we see the dream, but we gotta keep working.
All right. On a positive note, thank you for that, Louis, for giving us a positive note and a positive smile. It is tomorrow. Some people wake up and look at the daily papers, and those who have a lot of Arsenal friends, like myself, who have loved my best friends an Arsenal fan, is do we answer the phone, ignore the text, process it first before we respond 3 days later when it's all kind of died down? But it is what it is. This is the beautiful game. But Louis, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Man United have today lost to Arsenal, one of the biggest rivals in Premier League history. It used to be North and South, Alex versus Wenger, but the two teams have gone through a big patch of transitional changes, and it looks like Arteta wants to take them back to where they are, and United are probably on their way too. So we'll just have to wait and see. From all of us, it's goodbye and good night. Louis, thank you very much for joining us on such a short notice, but it's been a pleasure having you, and we wish you all the luck in your new environment, Denver. But you know where your home is. You're always welcome. They miss you today. We miss you today. The singing, especially when it was 2-2, that the fans were like.
I will say, man, I had to turn it on in the bar today. I had to turn it on. It was quiet.
Did you get funny looks?
Oh yeah, well that's the thing is like Do they
have their songs? Do they have any of those songs? Do they like glory, man?
So it's a problem here. Some know some songs, like 2 or 3 people know this song, 2 or 3 people know this song. So it's like we got to get everybody on the same page. I will say this though, there was no Arsenal songs throughout the whole thing, and it's the half the bar is Arsenal fans. It's happening.
Really? Oh wow!
Like split down the middle.
They must have been excited when that third goal went in.
They had no songs. They scored Arsenal. I was like, oh, congratulations! They know their own name. Like that's. I was like, at least they know who they're rooting for.
Right.
But yeah, man. So I think it was a good showing from the Denver Reds today. I think definitely some people learned some new songs from me. That's for sure.
There you go, Louis. You showed them how we do it back in
Oh,
Texas.
you
But
know
yeah.
how it is, bro.
All right, Louis. Thank you very much. Whew, like I said, I'm still trying to process. As you can see, like you said, we shouldn't. You see, we shouldn't be too disappointed. We should try and find the positives from this performance.
For
We didn't
sure.
just lie down and get beaten. We gave a good fight.
Yeah.
We fought the good fight, but tactically, we invited that pressure. We did not, because if we had started doing that to them, they would have been worried about why not. Oh, and another thing I was going to quickly ask you. People say, why was Ganache not brought in? Someone they could keep an eye on, who
Uh,
would cause a few problems.
yeah, I thought he would have come in earlier.
Yes, like the 75th.
It was the moment that you decided to bring Fred in, right? So if you bring in Fred and you take off Anthony, it's very clear we're going defensive. And if you bring on Anthony and take on Ganacho, it's very clear, okay, we're going for it. And I mean that's what the message was. The message was 2-2. Let's hold it.
Shut the game down.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well.
Unfortunate. I would have liked to see him play more for sure. I think we could have gone for it, but you never know.
Right. I mean, I have no fault with Ten Hag. I think he'll live and learn. This is the Premier League. You can't not. No, I think there are lessons for him. I think he would have learned something like. I don't think he underestimated Arsenal, but he's got to understand with the Premier League, 100 miles an hour football, it's one blink of an eye. Zoom, it's done.
Yeah.
It's over. Just
Yeah,
like that.
I think he very much knew. Like if he, I would imagine that before the game, he tells him he's like, look, at some point, either we're up or we're tied. We're gonna go very defensive, and he probably told him it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be very very hard. I don't think that he underestimates Arsenal at all. I don't think that he was shocked by what happened today. I think Arsenal was a little shocked by the way we started the game. I think they were
Right.
shocked by the way we started the game. I don't think they were ready for it. Obviously, Arteta I think he adjusted well, and yeah, I think that was very much part of the understanding of what was going to happen today. Yeah, I don't think there were any mass surprises other than how close it actually was.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh well. We live to fight, as they say. We live to fight another day,
that's right. Another day, man.
eh? Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you on the next one. You take care and have a great week. Glory, glory,
Man
Man
United.
United. See you soon, brother.
Thanks, Tim.
Take care. God bless. Bye.